Welcome to Women Leading AI, where women are using AI to the best of its ability. And we are so excited about having Karen Fitz. Karen is a woman who is using AI, and she's not afraid to share and talk about how your next best hire is AI. Karen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Karen, tell us a little bit about your history and then tell us how you got started in AI.
Okay. Well, when I look at my resume, sometimes I feel like it's all over the place, right? I was in insurance and compliance for about 15 years, and then I pivoted to education, and I taught business and economics in Shanghai, China for a little while. Then I spent some time in Bogota, Colombia, teaching business English. And then when I returned home to the States, I went into sales. And I said I would never go into sales, but I was an account manager. And so then, I don't know, I feel like all of those roles just kind of, helped me to be in a position where I am today, trying to help small businesses implement and adopt AI. So I will tell you, a mentor of mine while I was in corporate, she was taking a leadership class, and she asked me if I knew about ChatGPT, and I said no. And so I started using it, just editing, emails and, notes. And then I fell down a rabbit hole. Then I started doing coloring books.
Those rabbit holes.
I loved it, right?
Yeah.
And then coloring books and journals and self-publishing. And then I thought about, well, I can use this in business. I built a couple apps to help businesses develop SOPs and then executive briefs from Messy Notes. And then it's just, I saw AI consultant out there, and I said, oh, well, let me look into this. And then it just kind of snowballed into helping small businesses. So that's where I am. I love it, too. So.
Wow. So your career has taken you from insurance and compliance to international education and now AI operations architecture.
Yes.
Because you build. So you are an architect.
Yes.
So looking back, what experiences in particular most prepared you for the work you're doing today?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. And it's somewhat of a hard question as well because, anything from helping a client navigate a claim or just auditing. I was a auditor the last few years of my insurance career. And even just helping students, just teaching a new concept, even managing a relationship in sales, all of those things, I feel like I help people to become more comfortable with things that are unfamiliar.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And adapt to change. So I like to say that, it's my background is unusual, but the common thread is being able to help people navigate change with confidence.
Come on.
Good.
Come on.
Look, that preach.
Navigate change.
Navigate change with confidence.
With confidence.
I love that. I love that. Woo. So you talk like in our topic, you're talking about AI being the best hire, like your business next hire. What do you mean by that? Like, what is the thought process behind AI being your next best hire?
Okay. Well, first I wanted to say I know there's a lot of buzz about AI taking jobs. And so this is a different perspective, right?
Okay.
So what I mean is that you can implement an AI tool or several tools, and they can eliminate repetitive and monotonous tasks almost immediately. So there's no onboarding, there's no training. It doesn't take away a job, but it gives people more time to have great conversations. So, conversations that matter and that can move your business, right? So think about a business owner and all of the things that a business owner has to do. They're responding to emails, responding to leads, they're scheduling appointments, and they're doing all of these things on their own. So imagine having a system that can take care of leads after hours, schedule appointments. it's something that can give you your time back. And even with business owners, like, they don't need more software.
That's true.
They need more time. And I think that AI can give that back to a lot of business owners. So it's implementing AI immediately and just seeing the change. So it's I think it's quick. I mean, sometimes even when I am building agents, sometimes I am just amazed at how fast it can change and how fast it can change your processes
Yeah.
and give you time back.
That's so good.
That
That's
is
so
good. So today our conversation is powerful. We're diving into what it truly looks like to go from trauma to innovation. So Taffany and I are here with Susie Adams. And if you've ever wondered how your story, your voice, or your calling can intersect with AI, you're in the right place. So Susie, tell us about your new AI business.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. So R3 is Rebirth, Rebuild, and Rise. So it is a framework for women that's gone through traumatic experiences, and it helps guide them to their God-given purpose. So, the Rebirth, the R3s isn't just like a framework or a sentence. It is basically, you can't rebuild something that you haven't gone through, right? And you can't rise without rebuilding.
That's good.
So this was actually built out of my personal experience, right? So as I was going through this moment in my life, I realized, like, this is not just for me, right? This is for other women. And if I had this roadmap to get to where I'm at today, possibly I can use this for other women to get to where I'm at. And so this, God never wastes anything, right? He uses your trauma and he uses everything that you've gone through. And that's just how this blueprint happened.
So what does the phrase from trauma to innovation really mean to you?
Okay, I'm going to try not to cry just because this is so personal to me, right? Because R3 was built from the trauma and now is innovation, and that's what got me here today. So you can use trauma to help propel you to your God-given purpose in life. And at that moment, I didn't know. I was documenting, my process when I was going through things in my life. And that document and the emails I sent to myself, the text messages and things that I wrote down on my notepad. And it's so funny that I tell this story because I was like talking to myself on my phone in my car like I had an audience and I didn't. But that trauma brought me where we are today, and it became the R3 Trinity framework. And you never know what's going to be born out of your trauma. You just know this is not something that is just for me, because maybe it can help someone else. And so that's where the innovation parts come from, is because now what I've gone through, I can now give to other people and help other women. I kind of pave the path for other women and allow them to get to where they need to be in life.
Okay, so is this an app? Is this a program? What exactly is it?
So no, it's not an app. Maybe in the future it could be an app, right?
Okay.
Like that could be something that I could do in the future. Right now, it's my website, and on my website I have different like free guidance. They can download a free transformation guidance. They can sign up for a 7-day like transformational email series, or they can have a breakthrough call with me. And the unique thing about AI, what I built on my website, they can put in where they're at. Like, I'm feeling this type of way, and which pillar am I at? And when they put that in the story on my website, it gives them, are they in the rise pillar? Are they in the reborn pillar or the rebirth pillar?
Isn't that good?
Right? So, and it just gives it to them instantly.
This is so good.
Right? So I love that. I'm so excited when I go in there. I test it out, and I'm like, I feel awful today. and it really transforms you. So you don't have to have someone there with you when you're feeling down or depressed at 2 a.m. You know, you can do it alone. And what if they're not ready to talk to me? You know, they're not ready to put their story out like I wasn't, you know, back then. This tool helps them kind of navigate where they should go next.
We're sitting down with Angela DeYoung, the visionary behind Intelligent Estate Builder, a brand boldly positioned at the intersection of interior design, real estate, and AI. This episode is all about moving from idea to implementation. If you've ever thought, where do I even start? This conversation is going to shift something for you. Let's get into it. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you for having me, Lisa and Taffany, so much. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Angela, please share just a little about yourself.
Sure. Well, professionally, I come with a 30-year background in interior design. I graduated from Madison College, which was actually known as Madison Technical College back in 1998. And it's kind of ironic when I really start to talk about my AI journey, because one of my graduation projects at the time was we could come up with anything we wanted to design in the world, like anything we could ever imagine. And back in 1998, I was already envisioning something that I didn't even know had a name, which were Oculus glasses. And that was part of my graduation project, for real. Like, so this whole thing is just like, to me, it's like goosebumps. The whole thing is awesome. And back then, I presented to my class, would be really cool. It's going to get to a point where we're going to wear these glasses, these goggle type things, and we're going to be transported to go on any vacation anywhere in the world. The only thing that's going to be missing is going to be the fragrances and the sounds, but then I'm sure there's probably ways around that have some type of audio. So I already had this idea of this imagination space that we could see without going anywhere. And here we are now, this many years later, and augmented reality and actually walking through spaces is a very real thing. So, yeah, this is kind of thank you for having me and being part of this conversation, because in that whole other time, I ended up getting married. I became a mother. I raised 2 kids. They're off to college now. And I'm in this season of my life where it's time to really go back into my career at a deeper level where I can start to serve people. And then knowing the vision I had then to what I know is possible today is awesome. Yeah.
That is so good. With that many years of experience with interior design, it's not surprising that you decided to make an app that had to do with just that. So, you know, as far as what that is, what inspired you other than the fact that it was something that was just kind of second nature to you? But what inspired you to go as far as making it into an app?
Okay, so the app ultimately became a solution to a problem. See, so as I'm navigating in the world, it's like, well, what would I want? You know, if I needed to come up with something quickly that I wanted, the biggest problem interior designers have, and I would think most fields have, is not everybody can have spatial intelligence. And what I mean by spatial intelligence is that knowing the size, shape, and scale of something and fitting it proportionately in a room without knowing how it all relatively goes. Like, some people do not understand what 3 feet by 3 feet looks like and how you operate the spacing beyond that and build out. So this created a solution for people to upload an image of a room, know exactly what their style was, know exactly what they wanted to spend, and then be able to generate an allocated budget based off of the actual hard furniture, art, area rugs, and decor. It's all broken down in allocations based on nominal amounts of what you would normally put into budgeting a room anyway. And then you can shop based off of these websites that I have programmed in, from antiques to like real things. And then once it's done, and then once it's done, then even like paint colors, I got everything linked in there. So then once it's done, then you already have it to the price that you want. and then it's going to render an image. But the rendering part, unfortunately, does come with a cost because we are in the land of rendering credits at this moment. And so that's really where the cost is going to come into the app. But you will be able to go from concept to completion, and it's like a speed to close type thing for other interior designers or even real estate agents, or even like now, if you knew that you were paying $40 to $100 in renders and you're able to get your complete concept. I'm not trying to talk other people out of my career, but other people who are looking to come up with room ideas on their own or have an idea of where they can source things or know how to shop. This is a solution even for them. And so that particular app, I do have a name for it. It is a blend of two names. It's Vision and Aura, because I'm kind of like a little bit of a woo spirit girl. So it's Visiaura is the name of it. And so that's my app, and that's the solution that I'm providing to people, is being able to give shopping options based off those proportional budget allocations, and it'll dump them into certain shops to buy things from. And then they can pick it. They'll have a shopping list. Boom, they're on their way.
This is so creative. And I'm so excited about today's episode because we have Kalisha Walker here with us today. And we're talking about casting the future, how AI is transforming creative work. So excited to have you, ma'am. God bless you. Tell us how you got started in AI.
Thank you so much. Well, first and foremost, thank you both so much for giving me the opportunity to be here. It's an honor and a blessing. So, I'm actually fairly new to using AI, and when I say fairly new, just last month.
Yes. Awesome.
So, but I have always been a little apprehensive about using it, if I'm being honest with you. And the way I started using it is, I know Tiffany, I work full time for a company called Hello Drama. And I was helping them on a project, and they're using AI. And so that's kind of how I started using it. I know all my friends were saying, you should start using AI. I'm like, I don't want to do it. But if you really think about it, we have been using AI longer than we even have known until it starts becoming, a common thing, because if you think your phones, GPS, all that. And so we have been using it for a long time, but I was just always very apprehensive. I'm like, I'll get even more data from you. I was just very apprehensive about it. But then once I started using it and seeing how robust it is, and I'm like, wow, this is truly a tool that you can use to leverage to help you in so many facets of your business, And so, although, like I said, I was a little apprehensive at the beginning, but I fully support it, and I don't, of course, want to replace any job or anything like that, but just, use it as a tool to help leverage you and to help set yourself apart from others, if you use it properly. So I definitely encourage it. And like I said, I'm still fairly new to it and I'm still learning it, but I'm excited about it. I really
love
am.
that. I
Thank
love
you.
that. Ladies, did you hear that? She was apprehensive about it,
Yes.
but now she loves it.
Yes.
She loves it. Tell us a little more about what were you apprehensive about?
For one, just I always hear them collecting so much information from you, and I'm just very selective and just I don't know, it's just very scary, and
Privacy,
it's like
yeah.
the whole privacy thing, and so I think for me that was the biggest thing, and just not knowing what it can do, and it was just a lot, to be honest with you. But like you said, AI is truly here to stay.
Yeah.
So if you just embrace it, because it's not going anywhere.
It's not.
And it's just going to either continue to get even more robust and more, intelligent and stuff like that. And so, but once I feel like you get past that, then it's truly a tool that, is definitely just to help you at least for me, help me save me time, to help delegate, that I can, effective delegation, that way I can delegate other things so people and I can focus on other tasks, whenever I can use this tool to help me, to help, others and stuff like that. And so I'm just excited about it. And so once you get over that fear, because fear is definitely a debilitating thing, and so once you get over that, then you can fully embrace something.
Yes.
So good.
Thank you.
Just kind of looking at your journey. I met you, I can't even remember how many years ago it was now.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's been 3 or 4 years ago. And you had just recently moved here from Missouri.
Yes.
What brought you to Middle Tennessee?
Yes, so it was definitely a God thing. So before working full-time in the entertainment industry, I was working at a registration company, doing marketing for them. And it has always been my lifelong dream to work in the entertainment industry. But I was like, God, I need a job that's going where I'm making what I'm making at my corporate job to, before I leave there. And so I just kept praying to God, like, please, please open up a door for me to work full-time in the entertainment industry, because like I said, I suppressed that dream for years and years, because in Missouri, those opportunities really weren't there. There was a few things, but nothing like it is here in Tennessee. And so literally in 2024, God opened that door. Max Fada, who's the owner of Hello Drama, shout out to Max. I remember that text message, receiving that text message saying, hey, because I had worked on a project with him before, and he was like, hey, we just love your attitude and everything like that. He's like, so if you ever look into working in the entertainment industry, we love to have you, And I'm like, I remember, sitting at my desk, and I'm just literally, tears came to my eyes. I'm like, this can't be real. And I just started crying, because I'm like, God, did you answer my prayer? So I got my Bible and started thanking God. But then I'm like, Kalisha, this could be fake. So I was like, this could be fake, Don't get too excited, Kalisha. So I was like, okay. So I was like, let me just, respond back and everything. So I'm like, God, I'm just going to see how this plays out. Turns out everything, was legit and everything's good. And here we are. This was February. I actually started working with them full-time February 15th, 2024. And it's been a blessing. When I tell you, it doesn't feel like I've worked a day in my life. Like they say, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. Yeah. And so, so it was definitely God, working that restoration company that led me to where I am today. And had that not been the case, I wouldn't be here. I truly feel that, because I would still be in Missouri, because that's the reason I'm born and raised in Tennessee, or born and raised in Cape, and I moved here. I'm 42 now, so it'll be 5 years in October. And so I would still be in Missouri, and so not living my dreams. But because I took that restoration company, worked there, so I'm a firm believer that every job you work, it leads you to your next position.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
And so I'm just forever indebted to that, company, because it led me to where I am today, where I'm actually living my dreams, and to God be the glory.
So what exactly are you doing with the entertainment company now?
Yes, so for Hello Drama, I am the casting director, producer, and also the director of production. And I also do act in some of their projects. But then also last year, I launched my own. Taffany is the one who I remember us, we were in North Carolina on the way back, and she was just like, because so many people kept reaching out to me about casting, hey, you know anybody for this, you know anybody for that. So many people like producing and stuff like that, and I was like, and she kept saying, you might as well just do it. And I was scared, with AI. Yeah. And I remember you telling me, get your EIN now. And I remember us coming back from North Carolina. She's like, do it now. I'm like, I'm scared, Taffany. I'm scared. I don't know why. And fear, I'm telling you, fear will just truly prevent you from accomplishing your dreams. It really will. And so I tell anyone, don't let fear do that to you. But and I remember it was a weekend. I remember getting an application, because I went ahead and did it. But it said, I guess they were closed on the weekend, so I didn't do it. So I remember the next day, I ended up doing it, whatever. And the day I actually registered my EIN is actually it would have been my great-grandmother's 120th birthday.
Wow.
Yes, and so I'm just like, I'm forever indebted to Taffany for so many reasons. So she's the one who encouraged me, inspired me to actually get my EIN and start my K-Walk Film Production Services company. So.
Wow,
yeah.
That is so cool.
Yes.
So now she has her own company.
Yes.
She's doing her own thing.
To God be the glory.
God be the glory.
With purpose. Taffany and I are here with Latrice Jones. This conversation will explore how prompt artesian coaching helps people move from simple ideas to stronger AI outputs through better prompting. Welcome, Latrice.
Thank you for having me.
So, Latrice, what is prompt artesian coaching?
Prompt Artesian Coaching is an app that I created to help people that use vague prompts, and it'll transform it into a mega prompt.
I know I was super encouraged when I got the link to the app, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. With AI literacy, we're teaching people how to increase the quality of the information that they get out of it, but you took it a step further and created an app that takes care of that for everybody else. That was so amazing.
That is amazing. What inspired you to create the prompt?
The inspiration was seeing so many people struggle with prompting. A lot of people were given vague prompts, didn't know how to talk to AI, and so I wanted to simplify that problem by making it easy for them, to just take a prompt, correct the prompt, and then give them a better output.
Wow.
So it was vague prompting that you were
Yes.
seeing a lot of, and that
Yes.
that's what inspired you.
Yes.
That is so great. How does your platform help others turn basic ideas into more strategic outputs?
Because what it'll do is it will grab their idea and it will refine their idea and then make it easier for them to implement and execute their idea.
So I was looking at your program, like looking at the app, and it looks like it's not just professional information that it's helping you with, but it's even like the everyday thing that a person might need. Like I use this all the time about I'm supposed to be on a heart healthy diet. Supposed to be. And I told it that one time. I need a heart healthy diet. Give me some ideas. But what you have created here is I can say that same thing, but it will then add information that I didn't even ask it for. Now, how did you make it do that?
It's just all in the prompting because I'm a prompt engineer. So what I do is the thing is I want to take any idea, whether it be in your personal life or your business, and simplify for the audience. I don't want to remove any type of fear for them to use AI. You know what I'm saying? So I want to simplify everything.
That is
So what is a prompt engineer?
A prompt engineer is a person who uses strategy behind giving AI instructions. And that's what I'm for. That's my job. Strategy.
Oh my gosh, who is this tool specifically for?
It is for small business owners, creators, and basically mainly for African American women who are introverts, because I'm an introvert and I want to grab them by their hand and bring them along to remove the fear of using AI.
Interesting.
I love that.
Interesting.
I love that.